All right, we're back in Assetto Corsa, and we're taking a look at another fictional circuit, Dauphiné Circuit. The author decided to create a track inspired by the French countryside, and kind of an interesting track. I actually like some of these fictional tracks primarily because it's a pure expression of creativity. It's kind of fun to drive. Not all of them are bedazzled jewels, but some of them are. And this is one that's rather interesting, and if you pay close attention, you may see some very interesting homage sections of track here that kind of fun. Driving the Ford Mustang GT4. This car's become kind of a interesting note in a racing, iRacing's latest drop. And, I haven't driven it yet in iRacing, but I will be doing so here in the not too distant future, just to have a look. And I thought I'd drive this Guerilla mods version here for Assetto Corsa to just get it firmly cemented in my hand and head in terms of how it handles and how it drives. Some really tight turns in this thing. Just saw kind of an homage, I think, to Suzuka, where you have the over-under. Tight chicane reminds me of a track, but I can't quite put my finger on which track. Like I said, there are elements of this that feel like they're homage to other tracks that feel familiar. So there's a fun aspect of driving this, although there are some tight sections that just don't make much sense to me. I'll call one out. We went through it a second ago where you come through a left-hander, and I think it's left-hander? Right-hander. It's either a left or a right-hander, where the car hits a weird dip, and it's a really uncomfortable section. Like these long straights. Wasn't where I thought I was. This is where I thought I was. Thought I had a right-hander coming up over that lined crest, and it surprised me a little bit. Because it was a left-hander. This is a tough chicane because you have to be off the brakes for the second part of it or you'll miss it. If you're on the brakes at all, you'll slide right out of it. That's the bump that I was talking about on the last lap. It's a really odd bump. There are a lot of them on the track, but that one in particular, it hits at a really inopportune time. The car is kind of fully loaded. Turn. Started to slide on me a little bit there. That was a little crazy. This is a fun track. It's I think I recall hearing or reading that it's 5.7 kilometers long. Which is a decent length. Long enough to really have to drive the car for a bit. Waited too late to get on the brakes there. There's an apex back there somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so... It's a fun course. And again, for another fictional track, it's got some nice flow to it, some nice technical sections that make it a challenge, but it's not ridiculous in challenges that it presents. Not my best latter half of the lap, but the Dauphiné. It's definitely got some character. And that dip, there's a couple of places where it has dips like that that are just brutal if you have your force feedback turned up. I missed pit entry? No, I didn't. So I like this track. I don't know about raceability. That remains to be seen. But I do like the track. It feels really good. It's got some really weird characteristics that make it a real challenge. You have to kind of drive around. Getting fast laps here, I think, will be really tough. But manageable. I think that it could be a fun track. One of the things I see a lot in overtake reviews of tracks is criticism of darker pavement sometimes. And actually, I don't have a problem with that. I've actually been lucky enough to have seen a few brand new racetracks, and the color of the pavement is oftentimes reflective of the process by which it was put down. And some of tracks have much darker pavement than what you would typically see on a roadway surface. And so that's not unusual. And so that doesn't give me any pause at all. This is definitely an early version of a track. I didn't pay much mind to the characteristics of the scenery around the track. I was focused primarily on the drive, which I guess is a good sign. I didn't find anything that was overtly distracting in the drive in that regard. But it's a .08 release, or .08. 0.8 release. So that means it's fairly early days for this particular modder and this release of this track. So we'll see. It may get some updates and some different stuff to make it a little better. But as it exists right now, I think it's actually a pretty good drive. Let me know what you think. And I do appreciate you being here. I hope you had some fun, and definitely like to see you in the next one. Bye now.
Spaß mache Rennsport.